Donald Trump is expected to give an address in just a few hours. Now, the official statement we are getting from the press secretary is that this will be related to the Department of Defense. Trump has said he wants to call it the Ministry of War. I always jokingly refer to it as the Department of Offense because it's not defense and hasn't been for a very long time. Now, there are a few rumors circulating left and right about what this announcement will actually be about. Now, when Trump announced he was going to give this statement today, it was a few days ago, he announced that today there would be this statement. Nobody knew what it was going to be. On the right, they believed this was the deployment of National Guard troops into Chicago. And many liberals believe this as well. We got a statement from the mayor of Chicago saying the people of Chicago must resist. J.B. Pritzker, the governor, also called for resisting. And let me just say, as someone who grew up literally in Chicago, there's a reason why I left. And I welcome many of my friends from Chicago, welcome the idea of the National Guard being there because regular working class people like the troops. They like police. They like firefighters. They don't like violence. Now, on the left, what do you think is going viral? They believe that Donald Trump is going to announce his resignation over ailing health. Why? Because he took Labor Day weekend off. Yo, this is the craziest thing, okay? I know I've been out for a little while. I was sick. It happens. Came back yesterday for the first time in a long time. Actually tried doing a video a week or so ago. But it was Labor Day. We did an event here at the Boonies, skateboarding, and Labor Day weekend, we made a bunch of pizzas. Everybody hung out and had a good time. Donald Trump didn't have any social media posts and wasn't seen in public. And so the left started saying that he was dying and or dead. It was just Labor Day. He was likely hanging out with friends and family and relaxing. Taking a real vacation. Well, when photos emerged of Trump golfing, the left claimed they were recycled old photos or that it showed Trump sickly and diseased. And thus, this disappearance, as well as a viral rumor that Walter Reed Hospital had been shut down, meant that Trump was dying, that he was ill, and was going to announce his resignation. It's silly. What I love about this is the photo they shared of Trump, who is, looking sick or whatever. He's like pale. When Trump puts on a spray tan, they're like, haha, look, he's wearing a spray tan. When he doesn't, they're like, he's dying. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, Biden was sick. Trump has some kind of vein thing. He's an old man, and they've already announced this. It's possible Trump is some kind of sick, whatever, but I doubt his announcement is related to that. In the meantime, another viral video showing garbage bags being hucked out of the second floor of the White House has liberals screaming that they're covering up some strange, mysterious health issue with the president. Or it's just a video of someone throwing garbage, that they're throwing garbage out. What's funny is garbage being thrown out the second story window doesn't mean anything one way or another. Were it a bag of just food garbage from a party or Trump's medical problem, they would, if they wanted to cover it up, they'd carry it out the back. It's probably just garbage. Oh, boy. Here's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the noon hour. I have returned after several weeks of illness. I am Tim Pool, your host, of course. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Shout out to Steven Crowder and the Mug Club. We do this morning show, this morning lineup here on Rumble. So make sure you guys join Rumble Premium, get all that great content, and watch Steven Crowder's show. It's fantastic. Before we get started, we got a great sponsor, my friends. It is Tax Network USA. Have you been paying attention to your taxes? I know some people may not have, but that extension deadline's coming up. My friends, if you're stressed about back taxes, maybe you missed the April deadline or your books are a mess, don't wait. You go to tnusa.com/Tim. The IRS is cracking down. Penalties can add up fast, 5% per month, up to 25% just for not filing. But there is help. Tax Network USA can take the burden off your shoulders and stop the spiral before it gets worse. They've helped thousands of Americans, whether you're an employee, a small business owner, or haven't filed in years. Messy books, no problem. They've seen it all, and they know exactly how to clean it up. With direct access to powerful IRS programs and expert negotiators on your side, Tax Network USA knows how to win. You get a free consultation, and if you qualify, they may even be able to reduce or eliminate what you owe. More importantly, they'll help protect you from wage garnishments or bank levies, so don't wait for the IRS letter. Call 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Tim to talk to a real expert at Tax Network USA. Take the pressure off. Let Tax Network USA handle your issues. And don't forget, my friends, head over to timcast.com, click Join Us, become a member of our Discord community. We did these amazing live shows, the Culture War Live. Members get special privileges and VIP after parties. We're working on setting up the next several events. Some are going to be in person outside. Some will be at the venue in D.C., but members get privy access. Also, don't forget, we got a newsletter. We put it out weekly, so go to timcast.com and sign up for our newsletter. Smash that like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Let's get into the big story right now, which is the two big rumors about Donald Trump's announcment. Now, I know. By the time many of you watch this, Trump will have already announced he's renaming the Department of Defense to the Ministry of War. We think that's what it's going to be based on the press secretary's statements. But there are two stories. Is Trump ill? And our troops being deployed to Chicago? But we'll start here. From People magazine, Trump hits the golf course as son Eric slams death rumors. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Rumors that Trump had died circulating. The president was photographed departing the White House for his Trump National Golf Course in Sterling, Virginia on Monday, September 1st. According to the White House press pool, he golfed for around 5.5 hours before returning home. Trump wore a white baseball cap for the outing, along with a white golf shirt and black windbreaker. Oh, boy. We got this from Carol Markowitz. Explain to me like I'm 5. People really think Donald Trump is going to resign in a press conference this afternoon? Indeed. With 137,500 posts on X titled Trump's Oval Office Address Stirs Health and Resignation Fears. Oh, boy. These people truly are wacky. Well, Tim Waltz is fanning the flames. Here's what he had to say.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news. You get up in the morning and you...
What does that mean? There will be news sometime. He's fanning the flames because he's making a vague statement where, of course, Trump's not dying. I mean, maybe. Here's the photo they're sharing. Check this out. In this post, FX Edge says, Donald Trump to make televised announcement at the White House. He's scheduled to make an unspecified announcement on Tuesday afternoon following days of rumors about his health. See, here's the thing. These lefties put out these rumors. Then when Trump does his normal job, I mean, it was Labor Day weekend, they say, aha, this proves it. This is the psychotic reality that we live in. At 2 p.m. Eastern, right, it's only noon, and then this photo went viral. They said, look at him. What's wrong with the president? He's sick. He looks the same as he always does. He played golf for 5 hours. It's just a photo from far away. My favorite is that, excuse me, this photo comes out, and you notice they cropped out Trump's granddaughter, who many people on the left were saying, this is an old photograph, and they can prove it. And they started showing different photos of Trump wearing different clothes, and they said, aha! And then at least there were some liberals who were like, guys, the first photo you're claiming is from, 6-7 years ago, shows Trump's granddaughter as a little girl. And the photo from today shows her as a teenager. Clearly, they're different photos. But this is the world that we live in. Now, Newsweek says Donald Trump's going to make a televised announcement, and what to know. Okay, well, here's what it is. Carolyn Levitt said the president will be making an exciting announcement related to the Department of Defense. Trump's been saying for a while he wants to call it the Ministry of War. The ministry? They say false rumors that Trump had died began circulating on social media on Friday after some noted he had not been seen in public for several days after attending a cabinet meeting on August 26th. He also had no public events over Labor Day weekend. What I love about, getting sick is that I got sick and people were jokingly saying proof of life. Oh no, what happened? I got sick. Here's what happened to me. Someone already rumble ranted, Tim, no more 3 events in a row. Well, that was basically what happened. So a virus is going around. Everyone got a little sick. Normally, it's no big deal. Was off a couple days. Next day, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling better enough to work. So I popped some ibuprofen and worked and then did a live event. Then I started losing my voice, did a lot, missed work a couple days, was getting sick, kept working. And then it got so bad I ended up in the ER. True, I did. Viral pharyngitis. Basically, my throat was swollen. And so they gave me some steroids. That lasted about a week or so. And then my throat was injured. So I couldn't do anything. I was feeling pretty good. I was walking around and doing stuff, but I couldn't talk. And that took me out. Donald Trump maybe got sick. He had a cabinet meeting. The virus is going around. He got the sniffles. I'm going to take a few days in bed. And then they say he died. Take a look at this. Some 158,000 X posts, including the phrase Trump is dead, and 42,000 stating Trump died, had been made as of 7:48 Eastern time on Saturday, according to the platform's analytics. Some continued posting about the rumor, though engagement dropped after Trump was pictured heading to the golf course in Virginia on Saturday. According to the schedule issued by the White House, the presidential press pool will be in attendance during the president's announcement. They say, lack of detail in the schedule prior to Leavitt's statement had prompted speculation on social media despite Trump addressing rumors about his health on Sunday night. Some continued to question the nature of the announcement, with some suggesting it could be related to a possible resignation. Never felt better in my life, Trump wrote on his social media platform, Truth Social, in response to a post from a MAGA influencer who claimed the media freaks out if he disappears for 24 hours. Well, I'll tell you why they freak out. It's because everybody's views are down. We're in the off season and it's summer. So everybody's seeing a traffic decline. This happens after every presidential cycle. People are burnt out, or it's not so much about burnout, but the stakes aren't there. They might care about politics a little bit, but combine that with congressional recess in August, and ain't much going on. So views take a hit, and without Donald Trump to scream about, liberals are in trouble. Many of you may have noticed, since I was sick over the past 3 weeks, Sam Cedar did not make a video about me, and his views are down 20%, and his subscribers 75%. You see what happens? Now, the man won't stop talking about me, so when I get sick and I'm out of work, he has nothing to talk about. But, he probably shed a tear of joy when I return to work. The same thing is true for Donald Trump on a larger scale. The media's freaking out, and these liberal commentators are freaking out because if Trump actually goes away for any reason, they have nothing to say. They have no way to generate traffic or content if Trump is missing, and then they can't make money. So what do? They make it up. If Trump is on vacation or hanging with family for even a couple days, they have to go for the "Dear God, please help me, I need clicks on my YouTube videos." So they call him dead. And that is shocking enough fake news manufactured to keep those addicted to the Trump cycle watching the news about Donald Trump. Me, on the other hand, I launched a new channel so that if you for the people who watch the news stuff, they can watch this channel, they can watch the news, and then I can just talk about whatever is completely unrelated to it. What you don't want to do, be it any social media platform, is if you've got too different of stuff going on in one place, then your audience is split. So for the people who like the news, the politics, you can watch this channel. And then if I want to talk about video games or anything else, I can put on a different channel so the people who like that can watch that too. But these people were panicking because without Trump, without their bread and butter, they're cooked. Now let's talk about what's going on with this garbage bag mystery, because it's going real viral. Take a look at this. The anti-Trump subreddit. What is actually happening right now at the White House? It's a video taken by a person who spotted a White House official disposing of mysterious items at the top window of the White House. What is happening? I think Trump is gravely ill and they're covering it up. That's a non sequitur. Let me just try this again, my friends. Throwing garbage away is in no way evidence of anything related to Trump's health. They're just throwing garbage. Have y'all never done that? I mean, I'm not saying it's the most responsible thing ever, but I've had cleanups at houses where we're on the second floor and we'll toss the garbage down to the first floor. It's a bag of garbage cans. We'll have like soda cans and pizza boxes, and we're on the second floor because we had a party, and we'll be like, hey, we're going to bring this to the dumpster. And so we'll drop them out the window. It's not like the most common thing in the world, to be completely honest. Probably not the most responsible, but not all that disconcerting. Now, let's be real. Like if you're in Chicago or whatever, maybe you don't want to be chucking it out the window. But like in rural areas, yeah, we've had garbage bags and we're going to put a pile outside and it's like pizza boxes. So what? Now, how do you get from there to Trump is dead? Here's this. Totally not a body double. All that golf made him lose weight. Trump notably lost weight in the past several months that people were talking about it. Okay. Trump is dead, trending on X, and it says, where's Pedo? And it's Trump as Waldo. False report. Trump pictured heading to play golf. Thank God. Now they're going to claim it's fake. Thanks for ruining hundreds of millions of people's day. Heard that was old footage. Look at that first comment. Thanks for ruining hundreds of millions of people's day. They want him to be dead. That's crazy. That's weird. But what's going on with this garbage? Here's the video. I don't know why there's music. Is that another one? Let's see it. Right now? Yep. There goes a garbage bag. What am I supposed to say about that? They're throwing garbage bags out a window. The worst thing I can say is probably not the most responsible thing, depending on the garbage. I'll say it again. I mean, for most of you, if it's pizza boxes, maybe it's a bunch of McDonald's wrappers and Taco Bell or something, and it's just like, it's not going to break open. It's just food waste. So they threw it out the window. Maybe don't do that, I guess. Anyway, is there news today? The Daily Mail says, a mysterious video showing an object being thrown at the upper level window of the White House is going viral. The video, in fact, is not mysterious in any way. It's actually fairly normal social media video. The object isn't mysterious either. It's a garbage bag. The clip circulating online did not have any context. The White House confirmed the Daily Mail the video was indeed recent. An official said the object was thrown up by a contractor who was doing regular maintenance while the president was gone. The president was out of the White House. Plus, they're doing the renovations. So Trump's golfing and some guy's throwing away some, like, you know what? It's probably like boxes from the hardware store, you know, like just product boxes. Unverified rumors circulate surrounding President Donald Trump. Oh, heavens me, dude. Heavens me. What Donald Trump photos show amid health speculation. Here's this photo. Images of Trump. They say Trump is 79. By the end of his term, will be the oldest U.S. president in history, meaning that even a short absence from public duties will be scrutinized. It's understandable given the questions by his questions his predecessor, Joe Biden, faced about his fitness. You know, I think that's fair. A reasonable, normal question about Donald Trump's health, I think, is totally fine. The dude is 79 years old. I just think it's silly to be like, he's dead, especially when he's going golfing. Guys, 3 days, he's going golfing. The left wants him to be dead. That's the crazy and creepy and disgusting thing. They want to say a TikTok from progressive commentator Harry Sisson discussing and dismissing the rumor racked up nearly 2 million views. On Saturday, rumors of Trump's demise were shown to be exaggerated, as he was seen before heading to play golf. Yes, but I'll stress this again. They claimed this was an old photo. We even just have it right here, right? Someone says, I heard that was old footage. I did as well. What is wrong with these people? You know, I want to believe that it's fake. They're bots. They're not real people. But they are. Saturday's golf outing was debunked yesterday. Trump did not go golfing yesterday, full stop. No, verified via Getty Images last 2 days on the golf course were taken in June. Verified ambulance in motorcade speeding to Walter Reed Friday morning. Hashtag Dead Don is trending worldwide. So these posts started to pop up. Actually, I did have them. Let me see if I can grab those. People were claiming that Walter Reed, I think I have this posts, that the roads around Walter Reed had been shut down. They weren't. It's a lie. People are making things up and posting fake photos, and they're literally just showing off traffic. Let me see if I can find this one. Walter Reed Roads X.com. We'll pull that out. Why are the roads around Walter Reed closed? Is this the right one? So this is from yesterday night. Let's pull it in, baby. So this guy says that he's the main wonk with 87,000 followers. He says, why are the roads around Walter Reed closed? And he posts this image. And it shows, indeed, road closures. Looks like Apple Maps. Actually, Rockville Pike is open, and it looks like there's congestion, maybe. We have a community note. Walter Reed is located within the Naval Support Activity Bethesda military installation, and there is no public access on Wood Road. The base's visitor control center lists the requirements to enter. The alerts page shows no related closures. You are just spending all your time trying to find some breaking news, and even if you do, no one will remember who you are, blah, blah, blah. Look at these responses. Doesn't even look like him. Neck is way fatter than usual. Reverse image search dates those pics back to July. Bad news for the USA, Trump is alive. I mean, what could be better on this lovely holiday weekend? Holy smokes. Newsweek has all the stories basically pointing this out. Donald Trump photographed on Labor Day amid baseless rumors. Indeed. Baseless rumors. What's this one? Donald Trump responds to viral health rumors. Oh boy. He said, never felt better in my life. The president wrote in a Truth Social post. Indeed. Well, my friends, I think I have this story that we can talk about related to it. Here's what I think is the most disconcerting about all of it. Woman charged with threatening to kill Trump released by Judge Boasberg. Yeah. These people that are going online and saying Trump must be dead or dying, it's because they want him to be. Now, I ask you this. For your comments, to comment. Where are we as a nation? You know, it's funny. I was sick when Trump announced that they may deploy the National Guard into 19 cities, of which Chicago is a big target. I was out. But I will say this. It's fascinating to me that, you know, when I speculate or make predictions, they're usually very weak. Rarely do I come out and say things like, the lottery numbers will be 7, 13, 51, 20. No. I usually say things like, wow, look at this news story where X thing happened. If this thing happened, it's possible that we're going to see this other thing happen. And then they do. If they don't happen soon enough, the left says I get all my predictions wrong. How about that? And sometimes I'm wrong. But what did I say? I said this a couple years ago, or a year and a half ago. Now, is it 2 years now? If Donald Trump gets elected, one of the big catalysts for an escalation into civil strife, potential civil war, whatever it may be, is that Trump dispatches National Guard into jurisdictions that resist. And then the possibility is that National Guard must choose between their home and their government. And that's a tough choice to make. What are we seeing now? Well, there's a big rumor among the left and the right that Trump may be announcing today at 2 p.m. that he will be deploying the National Guard into Chicago because of the crime. And oh boy, is there crime. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. Maybe I'm wrong about everything. But I ask you this. This woman that was released, she was threatening to end Trump's life in very specific ways. And Boasberg says, yeah, well, you know what? She can't do it. Huh? Remember that fat guy? That big fat guy? He was an elderly, obese man who couldn't walk without assistance. And the DOJ under Biden raided his house, and they killed him because he had made threats against Joe Biden. Let me pull this one up and show you the contrast. I think it was a threat against Utah man, 2023. Let's compare and contrast. Utah man suspected of threatening Joe Biden shot and killed as FBI served warrant. First, I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Trump, Obama, Kamala, if she ever went. I don't care. Don't threaten the president. We don't play those games. Don't play those games. This guy should not have been doing that. Here's the story. An armed Utah man accused of making violent threats against Biden was shot and killed by FBI agents. Special agents were trying to serve a warrant on the home of Craig DeLue Robertson. He was armed at the time. Now, okay. He's 74, walked with the aid of a hand-carved stick, likely had no real capability to carry out any of his threats. But here's the difference. They were serving a warrant for his arrest, and he was armed, and wouldn't back down. At least that's what is reported. This woman actually got arrested. She didn't fight the cops. So there, it is different. But let me just stress still the differences. Neither of these people presumably could carry out the threats. That's what's being reported. This lady certainly had better chances at doing it than the old man. And they went to his house armed and shot and killed him. Was there not a better way to handle this? This lady's being released. She's being released. She says she was going to get a bladed weapon, and then described in great detail what she would do. And this is what you end up with in this country. She gets arrested and she gets released. But under Joe Biden, they come to your house armed and shoot and kill you because you're a threat. To be fair, the man was armed. I get it. It's not one for one. He shouldn't have. I'm just saying. A guy in the middle of nowhere who can't do all that much, there's other ways to handle this stuff. But this is where we're currently at. You also had another story where a woman tried running over a Border Patrol agent. This, of course, following like the Ziz cult and all of this crazy violence that's been going on. My friends, I ask you where we are as a country when you have this degree of political, psychopathy. They want Trump dead. There have been attempts on Trump's life. They routinely threaten Trump's life. Several people have been arrested for threatening Donald Trump. And then they go online onto these forums and they say, he must be dead. What is this? I hope it's true, they say. Now, you've got to put people like that on a watch list, don't you? And I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm like, when someone says they hope for death to the president, I think it's reasonable to say, we're going to keep an eye on you. I'm not saying illegally search or seize or arrest or anything like that. Don't violate their Fourth Amendment rights, but just, make a mental note. This person said this. Look at this. Maybe he'll get his Nobel Rest in Peace Prize. This is crazy. Attention. They say takes a day off for medical treatments and everyone notices. One thing that people have been talking about is that Donald Trump has had these blood marks on his hand, and they believe it's from IV treatment. I'm going to say it like this. Trump ain't getting no special treatment from me. He's an old man. If he's sick, we should know about it. They came out and talked about he's got a vein issue, chronic vein something or other. I forgot what it was called. And I said, okay. And they said it's a common condition in elderly patients, and Trump is 79. I think this is serious, right? I don't mean serious that he's sick or he's going to die. I'm saying it is a serious matter if the president is ill and we want him to be better. That includes Joe Biden. Unfortunately for these far-left lunatics, Trump is going to be giving a statement and doesn't appear to be dead. So my bigger concern is where we go as this bifurcation only gets worse. But the other rumor, my friends, Chicago, the troops. We're going to be joined by Larry Elder in a moment to discuss the issue of crime in the National Guard. I'd like to talk to him about flag burning and a bunch of these issues that I missed. He's a smart guy. So smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know. That will be coming up at 4 p.m. at youtube.com/Timcast and rumble.com/Timpool. Again, 4 p.m. For everybody else watching this pre-record, thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned. More segments to come, and we'll see you all in the next segment.